Hello and welcome back to the channel. What you are seeing in all of its glory with the colors, with the reshade, is not the default Microsoft Flight Simulator. No, it is not. And I do know there are many ways to get a reshade done within Flight Sim or just within any software title, game essentially, on your system. But Rex has come up with a very talented way to do it just for Microsoft Flight Sim. And they call it Rex Atmos. Now, I was on the fence about getting this. I really was. And a disclaimer, I did get it for free. Not from them, the developers, but I did have a gift card that I won a few months back from another streamer. And I used that money to go ahead and get Rex Atmos from Just Flight. And now that I've used it and got to see what the hype is about the software, I'm going to give it my thumbs up. I'm absolutely going to give it my thumbs up. So as I said, this is what you're seeing is Rex Atmos. Okay? And let's get rid of it real quick. Now what you're seeing is the default Microsoft Flight Simulator. Okay, no color reshade whatsoever, NVIDIA filters, nothing like that, nothing post filter with the video editing of this piece here. This is a default Microsoft Flight Sim, okay? And let's bring up Rex. So here you're gonna see Rex, and it's a very simple piece of software. Here's sets that you can jump into right away. So you can click on View, and bam, it jumps right into and adds those color shades to make it a little bit more realistic, if that's what you're trying to do. To reset everything, hit the little button, bam. Let's say you want to make a little change here, right? I want to make the bright lights shine. I don't like that anymore. Click a reset and bam, default Flight Sim just like that. Now, the really cool thing about Rex is, I should say Rex Atmos, is that there are so many default creations that people have done, right? So if you want to try something, all you gotta do is click on the little magnifying glass here. So if I click on that, it brings it up here and it will start to make those changes for you, right? So let's go over to here and let's go to live weather. If I click that guy, bam, it makes those changes for me. So really, really cool. And I think the biggest changes you're going to see in terms of the colors within Rex Atmos is going to be the Atmos and Enviro. I think this environment is what it's supposed to be short for. But so again, click on this here and it'll bring up all the setups that people have already done. So here's one. We're going to click on this little magnifying glass and bam, just like that, we are in that setup. Don't like it? No problem. Let's go find a different one. So we can go and find another one here. Standard day, morning. Click on that guy. Bam. That's a little dark for my taste. The one I really like is from is it EJET Sim Pilot, I believe? And EJET Sim Pilot. If you click on that little guy, bam. I really like his Atmos a lot. It just seems a lot more natural, and he did a review on this piece of software as well, and he actually took an image from real life and used that as the way to balance out the colors. Now that's a brilliant idea, a very brilliant idea, but obviously with doing so, you're doing it based on your monitor settings, your contrast, your brightness, your color tones, right? Based on your monitor. So every system is going to be a little bit more different, so that when you do get this software and you're like, it's a little dark in something, you can tone it to whatever you like very, very easily within these settings. And it's going to take a lot of tweaking, a lot of twiddling to get it the way you like it, but it's so very, very cool to be able to do this on the fly. Now, I do have a gripe about the software. One, it does not start up with Microsoft Flight Sim in the background. You do need to launch it every single time. Two, it doesn't seem to default load your settings when you do load up the software. It seems to start from scratch again. So I do hope that's going to be added in the future. But outside that, as you saw, the changes are drastically different. Here's a Parallel 42 version, visual immersion. So if you have the immersion pack, and this is from Edson, you click on that, and that in theory will make the colors stand out a bit better with the immersion pack within FS or within Parallel 42 software. So we're just gonna go another little view here because I want to find somewhere. This is Wellington, by the way, in New Zealand. I want to find somewhere that has some water, and then that also does have some buildings. Now, in my opinion, this is really bright here. This is really, really bright, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull this onto the side, and I'm going to reset everything. So now here's a default Microsoft Flight Sim. Now, I'm going to go ahead and slowly start changing some of the settings. So, in just a second, we're going to see the weather change. So here's weather. Okay. So nice, what was it called? Not foggy, a little cloudy in the distance, right? Smug, I guess. And then let's go to the atmosphere a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and go to a nice setting I like to use here. Right, a little bit better, yeah. And now let's go ahead and do environmental. And bam, just like that. Now the weather one is one where I think the biggest change of how you're using it is going to play in, right? So if I get rid of the humidity, it looks a lot more natural, right? And that's all I did. Outside that, the humidity is gone with the slider. So I'll bring this back up. We have the haze that is set kind of in the middle. But if I just kind of move this a little bit, if there was haze, it would be more aggressive. And it tells you right here, this is only if it's in the METAR. The same with the fog here. The humidity, though, is one that has a pretty big impact depending on how much you pop on there, right? And so I think that's going to be a huge adjustment for slider in terms of weather. But I'm going to bring that off again. So let's go ahead and reset it. Default Microsoft Flight Sim here. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and use one of the presets I like. So just like that. A little bit better, right? We can do one more step. And this is going to be without the weather. Without the weather setting. Okay. And bam. Doesn't that look so much more realistic? If we had a photo of Wellington, we'd be able to compare it. And, you know, I think in my opinion, personal opinion, that it would be looking a lot more similar. The darkers are lower. The brights pop out when they need to, but not overly done, right? So I think this is a very, very impressive piece of software. Like I said, I do have my little gripes with it. One, it doesn't auto load. There's no auto start feature. And two, it doesn't save the settings when you load it up the next time. So I hope those two features do come in a future update for the software. Now, Rex did say that it will be compatible with 2024, and we do know that Flight Sim 2024 will have an updated atmosphere coloring shade as well. So we'll see how that plays into it. But $15, I think it's a pretty good win. I do recommend it personally myself. Again, I did get it for free. I had a gift card from something previously. I did not get it from the developers, but now being able to play with it, I would probably end up spending my $15 on it. So thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you for the next one. Take care.